Hello, Cyberweek 2023. This is Jeff Oresti. I'm the founder and president of Internet Bar. This program today, as it turns out, is a sequel to the student panel that was presented on Tuesday, where there was a program on online dispute resolution and the metaverse. First, let me just tell you briefly that IBO is a nonprofit organization that has been shaping a global justice system since 2005. Why? Well, cyberspace is global, and the way we make laws is by nation states and treaties, and there's a great deal of difficulty in getting any kind of consensus in those environments. And since we're operating globally, we want to build an online community that is both safe and trustworthy. So we're going to build a global justice system from the ground up, especially with the people who understand the technology. And the new technology that we're working with is peer-to-peer technology that's called the blockchain, which many of you hear about. And the key distinguishing factor for all of us who are in the community and lawmaking space is that the blockchain technology operates peer-to-peer. There is no centralized intermediary where you go in and you establish your identity with that centralized intermediary, and that is the trust creation mechanism for you to interact with other people in that community. Here, we're just working directly with each other. And so we have to develop a new way to build a community together where we know each other, where we are able to offer references for each other, and we're able to connect with each other in this new environment. And since these earliest of these blockchain communities are being built in the metaverse, and especially involve creators of intellectual property, entertainment, and gamers, we are very fortunate to have people here who are familiar with that space and have played in that space. They are Super Madi and Daniel. And what I'm going to do is turn the program over to them so we can enter the metaverse together with them. Super Madi, the show is yours.
Hi, Jeff. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to participate in this amazing program and project. I am first and foremost an artist. I have been well in the NFT space for 3 years, actually 2.5 years to be exact. I am also an art curator and an educator. And really, my passion has been art my entire professional career. I have a huge interest in technology, and especially in blockchain technology and everything that's happening, like Jeff explained, with decentralized, advances in the decentralized technology. So I wanted to first give a brief introduction about the metaverse. People don't maybe realize, but we have kind of been existing in a metaverse of sorts for quite a while now, since we have been on the internet. Because in order to connect our smartphones, when we go on Google, we are, in a sense, participating in a type of metaverse, meaning we are experiencing a virtual reality of sorts. So we are interacting with each other virtually, even if it's maybe not as layered as a true metaverse would be, in the sense of, the ability to combine different things inside of a space that's virtual. So the idea of a metaverse is basically to have an environment that is immersive, in a 3D virtual space environment, or a digital universe, if you will, where humans can experience life in a way that we really can't in the physical world. We can interact, socially, through, the content that's in the space. It could be art, it could be anything really. It could be gatherings, it could be work, relations, commerce. We could purchase things, land. A lot of things are being developed in real estate, etc. And you do this via, virtual or augmented reality technologies. And it's basically, the metaverse is open-ended, and multifunctional, and it has a wide range of features that you can experience. So what I wanted to do is take you on a little bit of this experience. Let's hope it works well. So in order to enter these spaces, you basically have to become an avatar. So an avatar just represents who you are. Here in this one, I am not logged in as an official avatar, which I wanted to mention. I'm just a guest. So I'm not able to have some of the features that you normally would have if you're logged in, and like how Jeff, connects that with this project in terms of giving you an actual identity. So for example, I'm not able to speak out loud with my guest avatar because it's just, it's just for me to be able to kind of experience the space, but not truly be logged in. So this is a space of some colleagues of mine. They're very talented artists. Their artist name is Neo Sutras, and they are dancers, photographers. They have this is their wellness center. It's they're educators as well. They give classes in yoga and an array of other things, meditation, etc. So you can partake in this space virtually, in this 3D space as you would in real life. So you can walk around, you can actually run if you want, and you can interact with what's in the walls. So this space right now is designed, I'm not really sure if it's showcasing their own work or it's a curation. It looks like it's a curation of different artists' works. So I can interact with it. I can zoom in on the piece. I can go, so some metaverse platforms are designed so you can purchase things right on the platform. This one actually takes you to where the artwork is stored, and it'll say, if you want to leave the spatial and go to where this NFT is being showcased, which would be probably, at some other marketplace. So we're just going to stay here for now. So you can do that. You can zoom in and get information of anything that's in here. So we're going to walk around here, and I'm going to take you over to this wall over here. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble. Okay, there I am. Okay, so this is their area, their wellness center, where you can actually participate in their classes. So their classes take place here, live with the security. So that they have that there right now, but they also utilize the space to have actual yoga classes that you can sign up to, and they tell you to schedule. You can have, if this is your space, you can have the schedule listed on the wall. You can have things updated daily. Here they have different interactive spaces, so you can have interaction with every type of thing, let's say, of that your project may entail, whether it's here we have actually some images from some gatherings that have happened here. So I'm going to zoom in on one of them. So these are all the different people. Each avatar represents a person in real life that has attended this event. So these metaverse spaces are interactive. People can talk, they can interact, they can network. So you can network with people from all over the world, since this is a virtual reality space, which is really the attraction for this, is that it's bringing the ability for all of us to connect in ways that are incredibly innovative, and that really wasn't possible to do before. So here we have a portal. So the portal takes you to their other, you can have as many portals as you want. You can create as many spaces as you want and connect them together. Here, they list their services. So here we're going to travel to their, this is their art house. So this space is designed a little bit different. It's designed so it has different halls. So the beauty of this too is that you can, for example, design, like if you have a complex project or, you can divide it into this space, let's say into different halls. You can have one hall be for, talking about education and then all your educational projects. One hall could be about, your artwork projects, your curatorial projects. And each of these things in the wall is interactive, obviously. It'll take you to where the piece is being sold, let's say their artwork. It'll explain videos that explain their educational programming or whatever it is that they're showcasing. So it's an incredibly rich and, it's a space full of possibilities, truly. So I'll just stop there. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
That's great. That's really fantastic. So the identity of the person, once it's established, gives you more power to interact with others in the space. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. So right now, as I said, since I'm just a guest, I'm not able to really have, I'm not even sure if I have the ability to see other people that may be wandering around here right now. There may be other avatars, other people in this space presently. I don't think I can interact with anyone because I'm not logged in as a true identity. Like you said, I don't have an identity right now. So in order to be able to enter one of these spaces, and have all the features accessible, you have to have an identity, yes, and you have to be logged in, yes.
Which is a great transition to Daniel. And the whole question of identity in a space and permissions that are granted to you as you move into the space becomes important. So Daniel, maybe you can introduce yourself and talk a little bit further about our program.
Yes, of course. Well, thank you, Jeff and Mari, and distinguished guests that have joined us. So my name is Daniel. I am also new to blockchain technology. I've been in this space for about a year now. I opened the world's first crypto store in Miami about a year ago. Unfortunately, due to market conditions, we had to sunset the store, but it was a fabulous opportunity to really, bring people in and, help people set up their first wallet and store, understand more about blockchain technology through in-store tutorials that we had from various projects on the Solana blockchain network. What we're doing here is, we are, there's a project called P-Stones that we're working on. And one of the things that we want to, elevate is, how blockchain technology can provide transparency and accountability in fundraising and donations. What is P-Stones? Well, P-Stones is an organization, an initiative that promotes peace and social change through music, right? And Jeff, if you just want to maybe go in a little bit, deeper about what you see this project as, because I know that it's something that you've been working on for quite a while. So if you'd like to, let people know a little bit more about it, that would be fantastic.
Well, thank you, Daniel. P-Stones started as a music project, and really the first phase of it was to make the opportunity available to developing world musicians to have access to global markets. And so we started a program in the first year in several countries. Then we went back the second time to Haiti in the second year, and we ran a local contest first to get as many people as could participate in an American Idol-like contest and then let the local community select its top performers. And then at that point, we used a Facebook application to put the entire contest online, and people from around the world voted and selected the winner, whose name was Juanito. And so since 2010, Juanito has built a fan base of thousands of fans from around the world. And it all started with the Peace Stones project. That community of people that he has built through social media and so forth is one community. We've had several other communities that we've built, but we've never connected them to each other. So even though we made the effort to build a community around a particular artist, we didn't get to the point yet. And that's what we want to do now, of connecting the communities to each other so that together we can find a framework to support those artists globally, to write the rules of the community globally, help identify people. And that's really where the Digital Penpal project began to come in, because one of the things, as we said early on, was we have people who come into this space and they say who they are, but how do we know who they are? So the Penpal program is designed almost like the way you would join a club and somebody brings you to the club and says, well, this is my friend and I know this person. And so they gain entry into the club as an initial means of access. And then, of course, it's up to them to build their own reputation.
Right.
The Peace Stones project has been in existence since 2009. We've been in about 15 countries all across the world, and we want to continue to grow it, and in the context of the metaverse.
Right. And I think that, especially for the Pen Pals project, it does foster that, cultural exchange. You have a community where, you feel that support and encouragement. And of course, you have, many different collaborative opportunities as well. And then you also have awareness and advocacy. So I think that all those things, just go hand in hand.
So at this point, maybe this would be a good time. See, one of our guests here is a good friend from years gone by, Michael Fang. Michael, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask?
Zoom, when I your computer desktop and then code, I think when we had us yesterday, ODR, and some people mentioned.
I'm gonna just I'm sorry, Michael. I'm not sure if it's just me, but you're cutting out in and out when you're speaking, and I'm not able to understand what you're saying. Is everyone hearing him properly, or is it just me?
No, I'm not either.
Yeah.
Is there a way you can maybe try? I don't know if it's the connection of where you're standing or something.
It might be. I think he is maybe trying to reconnect, but we'll give him that chance to try to reconnect. In any case, I think that the basic message that we want to get across for people is that as developers of this world who are working with the creators to create different types of interactive spaces, maybe starting in entertainment, but as you said, Super Mari, it's going to go everywhere at some point. It can move into real estate transactions. It can move into other forms of interaction. And so that is, that is the future, and that's where we're headed. But there is no rulemaking at an international level that's going to allow us to really make an impact if nobody is following rules that are coming from the top down, from the governments and from the United Nations. So instead, what we're doing is building those rules, from the ground up. And that's really the hope of this community, by connecting artists with each other, by connecting dispute resolvers with each other, who would be important people to play a role in determining the provenance of a digital asset, or maybe determining the trustworthiness of certain representations that are being made. How is that going to be determined? We can do it the old way, which is a lot of us who have been experts in the field for years can write a set of rules, or we can leave it to all of you to have conversations about how the space works and tell us what's important to you, and then we can interact with you and come up with rules by working with the technologists, and then we can test them and then interactively make them work and build a community from the ground up. So that's the hope.
And I wanted to add to that the ease by which people can connect in spaces like the metaverse is something we haven't really experienced, because I pointed out, the ability to connect globally, but in addition to that, also the ability to connect between different fields. So right now, one of the beautiful things about Web3, for example, is that I have connected with people in so many diverse fields that I never thought I would have maybe access to at such, so in depth, whether it's, people, I mean, within the arts, let's say, designing, the back end of whatever it may be, developers of, screens or very technical gadgetry, but then in other fields as well, fields of, geology or whatever it may be. Anyone who has an interest in anything can come together, and, like this space that we just looked at with the metaverse, you can congregate and meet and network in a way that's so much more expansive, because we tend in real life to gravitate towards only what we're familiar with. So if you're in the world of law, you may only maybe talk to other lawyers, or if you're in the world of art, you may only talk to other artists. But in these spaces, you have the ability to actually interconnect and work together collaboratively, as you were saying, Jeff, to see, who maybe has what skills that could be useful for the project, in so many different ways. And it's a very exciting time in that sense. Yeah.
And many times we've interacted with folks like Michael, who has shown us examples from China where the communities that are using the technology there in the dispute resolution space have gone far beyond how we've used the technology here in the West, in North America. It's just amazing to see the potential when you've got some freedom to use the technologies really in the ways that you just showed the entertainment space and the art space to be used. If you have issues that arise that require some resolution, who should decide? Would it be a community of artists who would get together that you make as sort of a virtual jury, and could they give you some guidance between a buyer of art and a creator of art if there's some dispute as to how that art may be used and it wasn't covered in an agreement? Would it be a community of artists and users that acts as a virtual jury, or is it one person that would be an expert in the field? All those decisions have not yet been made. Of course, in the Western world, it's just you go to the court or you go to a mediator or something like that. But Michael has demonstrated quite a bit of those in the past, and maybe we'll get an opportunity to see them again.
Michael left some messages here in the chat.
Bridging Justice Gap at the Metaverse Age and Uncitral. Please search it at Claros. So that would be really great to take a look at. Those are good examples that the UN acts in many cases, and UNCITRAL is a trade group of the UN where we have spent time over the years talking about how an online dispute resolution space should operate. What are the procedures that need to be put into place to protect the participants in the space? What is the credentialing mechanism that is needed to be put into the space so that the persons who are acting in roles of mediation or arbitration have certain credentials? What are the users in the space? What are the different ways in which you can resolve disputes, because the technology gives you more power to create different opportunities? And Michael has been really active in that space, and many of the members of the ODR community have been participating there. So Michael's message: bridging justice gap in the metaverse age at UNCITRAL, UNCITRAL, and searching on Claros, KLEROS. That is great. Daniel, do you have any thoughts you want to add at this point?
I don't have anything else to add at this time, no. But I really appreciate the opportunity to join everyone today, and I look forward to hearing from anyone that has any questions. Obviously, you can always reach out to myself or Jeff or Madi. Yeah.
I'll ask you to put your email address in the chat box, and I'll do the same. So if anybody wants to reach out to Daniel or me for the Digital Penpal program, and we'll have Super Mari there building spaces with us.
Beautiful.
With that, if there are no other questions or comments, I think we will wrap it up. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. And we look forward to working together with you in the Digital Penpal program. Thanks
Thank you.
again.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jeff and Dan.
Thank you.
And Michael, I'm sorry.